Welcome to the Game Day Gauntlet Week 16 edition here on the Virtual Football Network. It all comes down to this. What's the East going to look like? What's the West going to look like heading into next week? We find out a lot of what's happening between 5 through 8 today on the Gauntlet. And then the top 4 in each conference is going to be decided with the big matchups in prime time. LA, New York, St. Louis, Wichita, Phoenix, San Diego. 4 of those teams at 7 and 8. And New York and St. Louis battling with Dallas for a top 2 seed in the East. Rochester takes on Dallas here in about 20 minutes. But New Orleans and Miami gets us started. A wild game on Monday night a couple of weeks ago where New Orleans almost pulled the comeback. What is going to happen today in Miami as the Pirates can only get as high as 6, but they don't want to lose and potentially lose out on a first-round home playoff game either. This could be a first-round rematch. Vegas-Salt Lake could be a first-round rematch next week as well. Depends on how it all shakes out. But for now, it's New Orleans and Miami to get us started right here on the Game Day Gauntlet. Let's go! We're going to get a perfectly timed music drop for the kickoff here in Week 16. That'd be unbelievable. Oh, so close. About 5 seconds off. New Orleans, Miami, kicking us off here on the Game Day Gauntlet. We are underway. The Pirates beat New Orleans 2 weeks ago in their first matchup. All teal versus all white. Doc Holliday, nice return out to the 36-yard line, and Rob Crone will start with it. 4,580 yards. There's an outside chance he could hit 5,000 today. We're tracking a lot of milestones today. Bovine Jr. picks up 6 yards on the first play of the game. Second and 4 for Crone. And his pass is way off the mark and incomplete. New Orleans has, they've kind of turned some things around. They got that comeback win over Rochester last week. They're 5-10. They started 2-3, so still a little bit of an up and down time. But New Orleans, one of those teams like Miami, much better on the road than at home. Miami and New Orleans have combined for 2 out of 15 wins in their home games, and both have winning road records. This is Buck Wild with the catch up to the New Orleans 36. In fact, Miami has not won a home game this season since week 1. But they did beat New Orleans last time out. Miami, New Orleans, Rochester, all guaranteed to play on Thursday, so a short turnaround week. And by the way, those 5, 8, 6, 7 matchups in both conferences will be in gauntlet format on Thursday. New Orleans lost to Miami 26-24 a couple of weeks ago. The Claws, 3 of their last 4 games have been decided by 1 score. And they also had a blowout 27-0 win in Vegas. That's a first down to Terrell Cooper for Miami. 3 of 4 for 46 yards up to the New Orleans 18-yard line. $4,580 viewers. What are we talking about? I wish. First down and 10 for Miami at the New Orleans 18-yard line. Good start for Miami, but Beletsky on his first carry gets dropped for a loss of 1. Bullet Beletsky this season, 1,443 yards, 8 touchdowns, an average of 96.2 yards per game. Would love to get that to 100 today. Outpacing his running mate on the other side of the ball, Ray Chapatulis at 1,261 yards. Crone dropping to throw on 2nd down and 11. He will fire it to the sideline, and Terrell Cooper is yanked out of bounds. I'm surprised that was not a penalty. So a 3rd down and 2 coming up. Tonight on Coast to Coast, some big games as Michael Turillo and Eric Vincent will have Los Angeles and New York. 3rd down and 2. Crone going to take off and run, and he is stopped for no gain. And unless they go for it here very early, Florence and the rest of the Claws just got a stop. And then we've got Mike Daggs and Ramos Lynn on the call for St. Louis and Wichita. And then Monday night, Tyler and Josh finish things off with Phoenix and San Diego as Payne Price is going after a 2,000-yard season. It will be a field goal for Miami. That means that 27 is potentially the first number off the board, along with the number 3. Those kicks are good. And 3 and 27 are your first 2 winning numbers of the day. A 3x3 frame, a 4x4 frame, a 5x5 frame. Examples are in the Discord. We get our first points of the day on our opening drive with 8:26 to go. Ronnie Shanahan, Peter, Sudo, Neil, Anthony, Skips in the house, Robert Henson, Justin Reside, Clutch Grab, Robert Brady, all the fine folks out there. Plus many more of you who are trickling in as the Game Day Gauntlet is just heating up. Emmanuel Blackman this season, 4,162 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 18 picks in his 16th start. Rob Ems is here as well. Handoff to Ray, spinning back inside. DeMond is here too. I can't see if you don't talk to me, but we're happy to have you here. Portia's here as well. Robert doesn't think they're fine folks, but I do. Grant Hardaway on that last tackle. Under 8 to go in the opening quarter. Rochester and Dallas is our next kickoff, which starts in 13 minutes. Pioneers right in the thick of things with Miami and New Orleans. If they all finish 6-10, Miami, New Orleans, and Rochester, RPI would be the determining factor there. And in terms of who gets the number 5 seed, that is up to Chicago, who plays later, and Wichita, who plays tonight. Toss play out to Chapatulis, and she'll be dragged down after a gain of just a yard. Who do I got winning the World Cup final? You know, I was pretty impressed at Spain. I think that Argentina has been getting... Argentina's like the Dakota of the World Cup, are they not? I got Spain. About 6 goals from England in the 3rd place match. I will not be providing World Cup updates as that pass is caught for a first down. Just only because I don't want to spoil it for people who plan to watch it later. That pass was caught by Devin Matthews, who was added to the team last week. New Orleans has been adding weapons and pieces quietly throughout the latter half of this season, including Jet Monroe, you also saw running a little levels concept. Hardaway missed on that tackle, but Matthews gets it. Colin Northrup is here. First and 10 at the Miami 44. Good drive here from New Orleans. They try to throw a bubble, and that one is caught for a loss of 2. Drew Matthews on the catch. Colin Northrup resting up his voice for the playoffs. Sure, Flash, if that's how you want to look at it. St. Louis can wrap up the #1 seed tonight with a win or a Dallas loss coming up here on the Gauntlet. They take on Wichita, who's fighting for a 4 seed and a first-round bye. In the East, Blackman's pass to Monroe. Gets a little bit back. He's a 4-for-4 start for 30 yards. Third down, 8 yards to go. This is Blackman dropping a throw. That ball way overthrown, intended for Drew Matthews. First incomplete pass of the day, and it did not serve the Claws well at all. I think from 58, they're going to have to punt, and that ball, I mean, he's blanketed by 4 different defenders. Not a good throw there from Blackman. Collins on the deflection, and I believe New Orleans is going to have to punt it away, and they will. New Orleans got off to that slow start against Miami in the first meeting, but played a brilliant second half. This is not the greatest punt in the world. Return to the 17-yard line where Miami will set up their second possession.
Here we go. 10-2
93 degrees and climbing here at VFN headquarters. Happy the AC is working today. Crone dropping to throw. He will fire. That pass is complete to the 35-yard line. Terrell Cooper, hot start for him today. Third catch for 46 yards. Miami's off to another good start against New Orleans. So Thursday night, you've got the 8s and 5s playing the 7s and 6s. And then you've got the winners of those games taking on the #4 and #3 seeds on Sunday. That is also in a 4-game gauntlet format. And all those games will be kicking off simultaneously. It won't be a 20-minute staggered start like it is here in the 5-game block. What's up, champion?
Set 50, plant. 59. I'm coming for you. You must go.
Second and 12, handoff, Beletsky. Got some room on the right side, picking up 10 yards. He's up to 7 on his first 3 carries. Third down and 2, Miami. A little overcast today in Miami. Some storms in the area, but shouldn't affect our game today. 4 runs, 6 passes for Miami in the early going. Crone on a third down and 2. Throws it into the flats. A curl route and a missed tackle. And now down the sideline goes Cooper. 111 yards already for Rob Crone. And that was just a bad play by Jack Toulouse on the sideline, and then a good block down the field, I believe, from Bovine Jr. Correct. The store will be refilled on Tuesday.
Ready? 18 Gator. Ready to go.
First down, 10 yards to go. Cooper, 83 yards on 4 receptions. The handoff goes to Beletsky, and Beletsky gets no gain on the play. New Orleans does a pretty good job on him, and there is the New Orleans defense, led by Nathaniel Blake and Jack Toulouse in the secondary. Ray just got home from the farmer's market. Brisket sandwiches and brisket boudin. Love that.
30 base. 56. Watch the curl.
Second down and 10 for Miami. 2:13 to go in the first. The handoff to Beletsky. Again, only gets a yard or 2. Zach Holdorf in the house, 3rd down and 7. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
60 outlaw.
Can New Orleans get the stop? Crone has a completion. That's Bovine diving in from 17 yards. Touchdown, Pirates. Bovine Jr. with his 5th touchdown of the season. He was 87 yards coming in from approaching 900. Two drives and 2 scores for Miami's offense. The extra point is good, 10-0. 7-play, 84-yard drive for the Pirates. Of the teams at the bottom of the East, Rochester is the hottest. They are 5-5 in their last 10. Miami and New Orleans both 3-7 in their last 10 games. And as mentioned earlier, a combined 2-13 at home this season. You'd feel like that matchup would favor the Claws, who are trying to get to 5-3 on the road. That one home win against Austin, of all teams, in primetime. Nothing in the 40s yet. 27-3, 17-10 off the board. But as you guys have probably already picked up, bigger numbers come off the board later in the Gauntlet as the scores climb. If you've got a top 2 seed, you'll play first Sunday, August 9th, taking on the winners of the 3 and 4 seeds versus the winners of Thursday's action. For more information on the playoff format, visit UFL.football. Those gauntlets on Thursday and Sunday, both kicking off at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Handoff. Ray dropped in the backfield quickly. 3rd and 13. Robert Crone with the tackle. Ray from the very beginning of that run, nowhere to go. .310, 17, and 27, the early numbers here in the single block. Rochester and Dallas kicking off in about 3 minutes. Blackman on 3rd down and 13. Tried to squeeze one, and Drew Matthews could not hang on. That's 2 times on 2 possessions on 3rd and long that Blackman's tried to hit Matthews in a crowded space, and he was unable to hang on. This time blanketed by 3 Pirate defenders. And that'll be another New Orleans punt and another slow start for the Claws today in their first 10 plays of the game. At the 34, juke move, Holiday up to the 42-yard line. And we'll likely have one more play here in the first quarter from Miami. Rob Crone in the first quarter, 7 of 8. For 128 yards, 1 touchdown, and no picks. A great start to his afternoon thus far. Crone going to air it out. Deep down the sideline, and could not come down with it. A little bit too far out of bounds. That was a close one. Miami 6th in the league in scoring at 24.9 points per game. They're up 138-33 in total yards so far. Boletsky. Open up the middle. Flips the 42. Pickup of 16 yards. That's the end of the first quarter in Florida. All Pirates in the first quarter, 10-0. as Miami tries to lock up the 6th seed and a first-round home playoff game against either New Orleans or Rochester. If New Orleans loses and Rochester loses, this would be a first-round rematch on Thursday between New Orleans and Miami.
Let's go. 90 Wolf.
50 seconds to Mike. You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
Big grip. Big grip.
Crone dropping to throw. That pass is incomplete. Second down for the Pirates at the Claws 42-yard line, just outside of field goal range.
Ready.
Crone's pass is caught by Bovine. 5-yard gain, 3rd and 4 coming up. Let's get started in Dallas, where the Talons and the Pioneers are taking the field. Dallas has kicked off. Matt Wilson, 3,888 yards coming into the game. Needs just 112 for 4,000, 24 touchdowns, and 15 picks. Starts with a handoff to Casey Mears, who's at 1,380 rushing yards. Minimal gain on that one. Rochester and Dallas, a first-round rematch, or a wild card rematch from last season. That's the last time these two teams played. Dallas was able to come away with that victory.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
Meanwhile, Miami's back in the red zone at the New Orleans 18-yard line.
Kill.
Handoff to Boletsky, but he's going backwards. Mears trying to stretch it out left. Picks up 1. Second and 12 for Miami at the 19. 3rd down and 8 for Rochester. This is Crone on the throw over the middle. That pass is dropped and incomplete. Matt Wilson slings it over the middle, and that one is also dropped and incomplete. So that'll bring up a quick 3-and-out for Rochester on their opening drive against Dallas, who got off to a fast start against New York last week before they had to hang on for the win. Dallas is currently in the number 2 position. They clinched the number 1 seed with a win and a St. Louis loss. If St. Louis wins, Dallas would clinch the number 2 seed with a win or a New York loss tonight against Los Angeles on 3rd down and 12. Miami's just a little short, but it looks like they'll get 3 scores in their first 3 drives as long as everything is good with the field goal. Toulouse makes the first down saving tackle. Rochester's got a punt, and that one drifts in the end zone. Cameron Duty, 4,018 yards, 30 touchdowns, 14 interceptions this season. It will be a field goal from Miami. That is from 28 yards away. And that kick is up and good. 28-13 off the board. And Miami's given us all of our numbers so far.
break.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. All day, every day. Any
So
day.
2nd down and 10 for Dallas after no gain on their first play. This is Duty dropping a pass, throwing it to the far side. Rashad Lockley gets just 2 before he's ushered out of bounds. So Rochester defense actually is 5th in the league in scoring defense at 21.8. Dallas is 4th at 19.2. The tackling leader for Rochester is E.K. Vincent with a whopping 166 tackles this season, 86 solo, and 80 assisted, which is wild. 3rd down and 8 for Dallas. And that pass is almost intercepted. Brendan Schlumbaum, who's got 3 picks this season, an unclaimed linebacker, has 122 tackles of his own. Nearly got the pick, but I think the sun got in his eyes just as he was dropping back into his zone. Ray's best run of the day for New Orleans gets the ball up to the 32-yard line. And Dallas will have to punt on their opening possession. Vegas and Salt Lake is our next kickoff. That comes your way in 15 minutes. Handoff, Chapatulis got a first down on her 5th carry up to the 35-yard line. 13-0 Miami, middle of the 2nd quarter. Back out comes Matt Wilson.
Set 70, Indy.
Wilson has 1,000-yard receiver this season. Dejon Wright, 1,201 yards, 9 touchdowns. Mears on the carry. Justin Reside is 3rd, 701 yards, and Evan Wood is 2nd, 814 yards on this receiving core.
Come on, set 94.
Miami just got the ball back. Ray Chapatulis, they call that a fumble, as that's Mears on the carry. Oh, wow, the ball popped out. It looked like maybe Ray put the ball down on a knee of one of her teammates, and that popped the ball loose. There is going to be a booth review, however.
The previous play is under review.
Let's take a look. I think the knee was down. That knee right there, the right knee was down before Ray fumbled. So I'm pretty sure, as Wilson throws that in between 2 open players, I'm pretty sure that's going to be overturned, and it is. So New Orleans will keep that football. 2nd down and 5 at their own 40. 2nd and 10 for Rochester at their own 42-yard line. Another handoff. That's Chapatulis up to midfield. This is Mears. And both Rochester and New Orleans doing a lot of running here in the early going.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Let's get it.
Gearing up for the SFL convention, the trophy will arrive here at VFN headquarters on Friday as that ball deep is caught at the 10. What a ball. I thought it was dropped there for a second. That was Devin Matthews with the catch for New Orleans. And they enter the red zone. I'm just trying to figure out why he was marked down. Why was he down by contact there? Did his knee touch? Kind of a bizarre call there for New Orleans at the 39. And it's not going to matter because that is a brilliant catch from Dylan Gameday in the end zone. Touchdown New Orleans from 10 yards out. Look at this grab by Gameday. Just over the outstretched hands of the defenders. There's Micah Steiner in coverage, and Gameday pulls it down. So New Orleans can get the 7 off the board. And that kick is good, so 7 added to your bingo number total so far. Wilson's pass is caught to the Dallas 33-yard line, moving the football a little bit. As I was saying, gearing up for the SFL convention in Denver. Friday, the trophy will arrive here at VFN headquarters. Saturday, the flags will arrive at VFN headquarters. We are out of here on Tuesday. Wilson is sacked. DJ Kilgannon in the backfield. Ryan Van Holten with 13 sacks this season. Kilgannon now up to 9. Jack Briggs with 11 on the front lines for Dallas.
Down, 50, plant.
Second down and 20 following the sack. 5:38 to go in the first. Handoff to Mears. Dragged down in the backfield. That's Scotty Scruggs, who arguably is the defensive player in the year in the UFL. 139 tackles, 8 TFLs, 2 sacks, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, and 15 pass breakups. Quite a season for the linebacker Scotty Scruggs.
Let's go. 15, line it. 15 line. Play.
Third down and 22 for Rochester. This is Wilson. That is caught somehow. Got just past the defender, and that will get Rochester at least in the field goal range. Down to the 28. It'd be a 45-yard field goal coming up. Wow, that one just got through the linebacker there. Third down and 1 for Miami as New Orleans looks for their first stop of the day. The Pirates have scored on all 3 of their drives, floating that one over the middle. That pass is complete to Buck Wild up to the New Orleans 48. This will be a 45-yard field goal for Rochester. Get our first 40 number off the board. That kick is up, and it is good. Rochester on the board first in Dallas. Bringing up the Fisters over in Dakota. Your sack leader this season is Keyshawn Lynch at 15.5. Lou Marks right behind him at 15. Rick Kuby, 14. You'd have to go down to Mordecai Pfister at 7th place with his 11 sacks. Malachi's got 10, and Menachem's got 10. Rob Crone's got Miami up to the New Orleans 36-yard line and another fresh set of downs. Handoff, Beletsky to the 31-yard line. He's quietly up to 46 yards on 12 carries. Big run from Swift there, bouncing off of tackles and picking up 6. His first positive yardage of the day. E.K. Vincent and Theodore Blackman have been jostling at the top of the tackle leaderboards all season. Vincent now leads Blackman by 2 coming into the day. Swift on another carry, but that'll set up a 3rd down and 3 for Dallas. Yeah, Theodore Blackman, 164 tackles this season for Austin. He's also top 10 in TFLs with 18. This is a screen pass on 3rd down and 3. Beautiful blocking for Dallas. Broken tackle. First down for the Talons up to the 46-yard line. That's Jeff Wells. 3rd and 14. Could this be the moment for New Orleans? Just a check down for Miami to the 36-yard line, but that will get them in field goal range. And that would be your over 50 on the day if they're able to hit that one.
Come on, set. 70, Indy.
Offensively, Payne Price running away with it. He needs 73 yards for a 2,000-yard season coming up Monday against Phoenix. It will be a 53-yard field goal for Miami to try to extend their lead to 2 scores once more. And that one is a flat screwball, no good. New Orleans gets the stop, and we remain without an over 50 today. And Payne Price, I just mentioned, he's in the house, 73 yards away from 2,000. He also leads the league with 12 rushing touchdowns. Jaden Swift and Chris Aller just behind him at 11. But is Payne Price's yardage enough to beat out Shy Ronnie for MVP? 5,456 yards, 44 touchdowns, and just 13 interceptions. An unbelievable season out of Shy Ronnie. Deep ball, open, and Cameron Duty missed Rashad Lockley. And if there's any New York Lightning players in the house, they're wondering why he could not have overthrown Rashad Lockley last week. No huddle for New Orleans, now at their own 46. 2nd down and 10. That was a missed opportunity for a touchdown there for Dallas. Handoff to Swift. He is dropped in the backfield. Just 6 yards on his first 5 carries. Rochester making life challenging on Dallas early. Joe Allen with the tackle. 3rd down and 3 yards to go. This is Blackman dropping a throw. That pass is caught to the 34-yard line. Down to the 33. 1:02 to go on all 3 timeouts for New Orleans, and they're now in scoring position. Ronnie Shanahan needs 309 yards tonight to get to 5,000. Cameron Duty, deep ball. 3rd down and 13. One-on-one coverage down the field. One-handed attempt in the sun again for Lockley, but that pass is incomplete, and Rochester is going to get a stop. 46 seconds to go in the first half. Blackman fires. That's not great there from New Orleans. And they're going to hold on to their 3 timeouts. Down to 36 seconds to go. 30 seconds now for New Orleans. 13-7 Miami. Blackman fires. That is down to about the 20-yard line. Timeout New Orleans. That's Devin Matthews with the catch. Claus got off to a slow start, but they didn't wait until the second half this week to pick things up. That punt goes in the end zone, and Rochester will start it fresh at the 20 with 57 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vegas and Salt Lake kicking off in about 3 minutes in the triple box. Blackman, 18 seconds left, has to just take the check down. That's another New Orleans timeout. Nobody open down the field, 15 seconds to go. Will New Orleans get 3, or will they take the lead? Or get aggressive if they can get a little closer? It's another option. 1 timeout left for New Orleans. This is Blackman dropping a throw. That pass is caught at the 11, but that is only going to set themselves up for a 28-yard field goal, which is already off the board. Bingo players do not like that. End of the first quarter in Dallas. So, 28-yard field goal coming up for New Orleans will make it 13-10. And it is good. And now Matt Wilson's missing wide open receivers. I mean, I think that would have been a walk-in touchdown. There's nobody else. Well, there was a safety there, but still, Dijon Swan, 669 yards and 4 touchdowns coming into the game. Unable to get on the winning end of that reception. This punt down to the UFL logo at the 20-yard line, and still working down the field up to the 36. Pretty good punt return there for Elijah Blades. Dallas will have pretty good starting field position. 2 seconds left in Miami, 13-10. And this return will likely be the last play of the first half over there. Miami holding on to a 3-point lead. This is a deep shot from Cameron Duty. One-on-one down the field. This one is perfect. It connects. Touchdown, 64 yards, Miles Savage. Duty finds the deep ball. For the first time today, the sirens go off and the Talons have a touchdown. One-handed catch from Miles Savage. A brilliant piece of receiving. His 4th touchdown of the season. He joined the team after 4 games. And that nearly puts him over 800 yards in a limited season. That extra point is good for Dallas. A 64-yard score in the opening drive, and the Talons take a 7-3 lead over Rochester. Let's go to Utah. The Salt Lake Hornets, they have been playing some good football as of late. They've won 2 in a row, 6-9 on the season. Vegas has lost 4 straight, but they are playing better football. Their last 2 games against LA and Dakota, 2 of the top 4 teams in the West right now, they've lost by just 1 score. Vegas 0-7 on the road this season. They're going to have to go on the road in the first round of the playoffs. What will they be able to accomplish against Salt Lake as the Hornets go for 3 in a row? That would be the 3rd longest winning streak in the UFL. And Emmanuel Blackman's pass is picked off to start the second half, and he just did a backflip. Whoa! I haven't seen that all season. Have you? A backflip by the defender, Collins, off the interception. He grabbed it away from Jet Monroe. Watch him take it away with one hand. And we're not going to get to see the backflip again, but that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the UFL. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. And an early face mask on Salt Lake. No, that's not. It's just a celebration, but a rare one at that. Evan Wood has reached 50 yards, and Vegas is into Salt Lake territory just like that. That was a brilliant play by Miami to force the turnover. An even better celebration. Now Rob Crone's got the ball down to the 20-yard line, and Miami's feeling it to start the second half. A 3rd down and 6 coming up for Vegas. Rochester moves the chains up to the 27-yard line. And Wilson drops to throw. They're actually on the Dallas side of things at the 21. So Rochester's almost in the red zone. Miami is in the red zone. Terrell Cooper with another catch. And Vegas has a 3rd down and 6 in Salt Lake territory. Mac Chima dropping a throw. That pass is caught at the 37-yard line. Mac Chima this season, 3,948 yards, so about to eclipse that 4,000-yard season. Mike O'Neal with the catch. 14 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. 1st and goal for Miami at the 5. 3rd and 2 for Rochester. Handoff Mears. Got the first down. Beletsky is tackled at the 3. Vegas on their opening drive up to the Hornet 36-yard line. And Shima's pass is incomplete. Looking for David Glidden. Beletsky dropped in the backfield. That's a loss of 3. It's now 3rd down and goal for Miami at the 6-yard line. Rochester's got a first down at the 15. Play fake. Wilson fires, end zone, touchdown. Justin Reside into the end zone for the score, and 15 is off the board. Reside with touchdown number 7 on the season, and Rochester retakes the lead in Dallas. Answering a touchdown with one of their own. Rob Crone on a third down and goal is taken down and sacked. That's Hobbs' second sack of the day. That'll bring on a 31-yard field goal, and the extra point is emphatically blocked by Dallas. So 9 comes off the board. 9-7 Rochester with the lead. That was about as clean of a block as we've seen all season, and Vegas will stall out. I mean, he almost caught that ball. 31-yard field goal for Miami is up and good. That means 31 and 16 are off the board. (16-10) Miami, 9-7 Rochester, and scoreless in the early goings in Salt Lake. On the opening drive for Vegas, they will kick a 50-yard field goal. That 50-yard field goal is good. So we have 50 and over 50 off the board. We'll see what Dallas can do to answer Rochester's touchdown. (3-0) Vegas, all one-score games now in the triple box of Week 16's Game Day Gauntlet.
60 outlaw.
Hey man, watch the boot.
Cameron Duty slinging it down the field. That one caught at the 45-yard line, a 20-yard pickup. Let's see what Salt Lake's first drive can give them. Jay Carter, 4,098 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions this season. Hand off Chris Allure, got a lot of space. Puts a man on skates, picks up 14 yards. Blackman's pass is complete. That is Drew Matthews. His third catch of the day for 37 yards. The Matthews have been on point today. Miles Savage, another catch for Dallas. That picks up a first down for the Talons. Dakota and Austin will put us in the quad box in about 13 minutes.
Check, watch the before. Hey, here we go.
Hand off to Chris Allure. He will get 10 more. Chris Allure off to a hot start so far today. 24 yards on 2 carries. Cameron Duty again, deep ball down the field. This one in tighter coverage. Pass is incomplete. He's 6 of 10 for 125 yards and a touchdown so far. Blackman's pass on a second down. That is hauled in. That is Devin Matthews with the reception. He's got 4 for 88 yards, and New Orleans is at the Miami 27-yard line. 3rd and 10 for Dallas. 6:45 to go in the first half. They would appear to be just outside of field goal range. See what Dallas does here. Cameron Duty takes a high snap, a little comeback route. Was it enough for the first down? I believe so. First down, Dallas. Ray Chapatulis has New Orleans in the red zone. At the 19 of Miami. Handoff, Ray. First down to the 16-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Salt Lake. They are at the 48-yard line of Vegas, largely due to Chris Allure on the ground. Cameron Duty with a play fake. That is to Rashad Lockley. He's got Dallas in the red zone. Sauce K as Chapatulis to the 2. Sauce K was open for Salt Lake with a pass off the mark for Carter. 61 yards on 11 carries for Ray Chapatulis, and New Orleans is 2 yards away from potentially taking the lead with a touchdown and an extra point. Salt Lake will have to punt. First and goal at the 2. Hand off, and Chapatulis is dropped. A 3-yard loss. A shanked punt from Salt Lake has the ball for Vegas at the 20-yard line. Savage was open, and Cameron Duty overthrew him in the Dallas-Rochester game in the upper right-hand corner. Hand off to Jeff Wells to the 12. And that's a first down for Mike O'Neal. This ball down to the 1-yard line for New Orleans, and now it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Third and 7 for Dallas. This is Duty. Check down. I don't know if he got that. 4th and inches for Dallas. Handoff Ray on 3rd and goal at the 1 and can't get in. Second TFL for Walker. 4th and inches. What is Dallas going to do? Down 9-7. Branch with that last catch. Mac Chima on 2nd and 3 is taken down. Joe Malone with the sack as the Hornets defensive line has been a big reason why they're on a 2-game winning streak. Dallas is going for it on 4th down and did not get it.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
That is a 19-yard field goal for New Orleans. That kick is good, but Rochester gets the red zone stop. 16-13 Miami, 9-7 Rochester as the Pioneers get the stand on Jaden Swift, 3-0 Vegas. Matt Wilson on the last drive. 5 for 5 for 69 yards. Mac Chima 3rd down and 14. He's going to let it rip. One-on-one coverage. The pass got there too late. Underthrown Wilson. Play fake. Lofting ball. Caught at the 31-yard line. Flowers pushing and shoving the defenders as Salt Lake and Vegas exchange words down the field. Flowers frustrated, and that's a great catch for Rochester. Trevante James was in the area, but Ruff was the guy that really snuffed it out. Look at that one-handed catch from Dijon Swan.
Set, ready, 30 base.
Vegas will have to punt after the disconnect to Flowers down the field. That's a first down for Miami after the 38-yard line. Wilson throws a drag. That is caught for a 6-yard pickup. And Salt Lake will start their second possession from the 26-yard line. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Swan's got 41 yards on his 2 grabs, back-to-back plays with catches. Wilson to throw. That pass is caught at the Dallas 47-yard line. There goes Chris Allure again. Salt Lake's got 36 yards on 4 runs from Chris Allure. Beletsky's got a first down for Miami up to midfield. Justin Rezai was just waiting wide open on that football. Oh, I thought the dog wanted pets, but apparently not.
Mike 54. It's our field. It's our field.
It's another first down for Salt Lake on their first completed pass of the day. There's a fumble, and Dallas has recovered. What happened there for the Pioneers? Upper right-hand corner of the screen. Wilson gets laid out, and Dallas recovers. Scotty Scruggs unblocked, basically up front. It's tough to see if his arm was going forward or not. Cameron Duty's 9 of 14 for 155 yards and a touchdown so far today. And that turnover is going to stand. What a turnover for the Talons in a critical moment of the first half. Play fake Cameron Duty. Will he try to go for it all? He's going to get sacked anyway in the backfield as Rochester's defense answers back. 2-minute warning in Texas. 41st offensive play for Miami today. They lead 16-13. It is 3rd down and 4. Rob Crone dropping a throw. Crone's pass out of bounds. And New Orleans will get the stop. For the first time all game, Chris Allure dropped in the backfield. That's Bledsoe. On 2nd down and 22, a short throw for Dallas nets them 4. That's Neil Rivers' first catch.
Jackrabbit, let's go.
12 ICAT trying to speak English in the chat. Cameron Duty dropping a throw. That one gets to the 50, but it's well short of the first down. Huge credit to the Rochester defense. They force a 3-and-out. That punt almost blocked in Miami. Rochester forces a 3-and-out following the interception and the fair catch call for the 17-yard line. Mia Pangori with the catch inside the 30-yard line of Vegas on their second drive. Ray smothered in the backfield up to 57 yards on 14 carries. That punt for Dallas goes out of bounds at the 11. Matt Wilson in the first half did have the fumble on the last drive, but only 3 incompletions and no picks.
On the set.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Off the screen.
Jay Carter's throw, again looking for Sauce K, incomplete. They have not been able to connect so far today. That's a 7-yard connection for Rochester. I believe that was Evan Wood on the outside. It was his 5th grab of the first half.
60 picks, sir.
Hand off to Chapatulis looking for a hole. Almost paid off there. One-on-one coverage and Vegas gets the interception. Picked off at the 2-yard line. That's Landry Williams, their star acquisition in the offseason defensively. And he goes up and makes a ridiculous grab, and Vegas keeps the Hornets scoreless. A pump and go from Jay Carter, and Williams holds off Mac Anthony and goes up and gets it at the 2-yard line. Jet Monroe on that last catch for New Orleans. First turnover of the game in Utah, and now, as we've reached the end of the third quarter in Miami, now Vegas has to get themselves out of their own end zone. Jack Nitro, a lot of space right up the middle, picks up 14 yards and gets out of trouble. Ball from Wilson knocked away. 27 seconds to go in the first half there. New Orleans is punting it away. Down 3. Another good return from Miami all the way up to the 39-yard line. Second down and 10, and Rochester's got a first down. Terrell Cooper, 109 yards on 6 catches today. Cooper needed just 39 yards to get over 1,000 this season. He did just that. Here this afternoon, Biletski's got a first down. Buck Wild leads Miami in receiving, 1,251 yards and 9 touchdowns. Dakota and Austin is kicking up shortly. Wilson, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Fires to the Dallas 47. Timeout Pioneers. They're down to 1 as they try to get into scoring position. Third down and 7 for Vegas now at their own 19-yard line. Let's go to the Pioneers. Have 16 seconds left to go in the first half. That is Ethan Flowers with a catch for a first down for Vegas up to the 39-yard line. This is Wilson down to 13 seconds to go. Gets Rochester into field goal range. Down to the 27, and now Rochester can kick a 44-yard field goal before the break and potentially go up 12-7 on the current number 2 seeded Dallas Talons before the half. Chima's pass hauled in by Nitro. That'll be the last play of the first quarter over there. 44-yard field goal for the Pioneers. That kick is good. 12 and 44 come off the board. This is your last chance to see the numbers before the quad box. Oh, great juke move by Lamont Bourne on his first carry for 13 yards for Miami as they get into scoring position. Vegas is across the 50-yard line down to the Salt Lake 42. 12-7 Rochester, 3-0 Vegas. Both of those teams trailing their respective opponents in the standings. And it's time to kick things off in Austin, Texas. The Lone Stars and the Rhinos, the top 2 teams in the West. Nothing to play here for but pride, and to see how a potential Western Conference Championship matchup would look in a few weeks. Only 9 rushing yards for Dallas in the first half. Bullet Boletsky couldn't break the last tackle to get away. And it's 3rd and 2 Miami at the 10-yard line. 8:20 to go in the fourth quarter there. Can Dakota finish the regular season 15-1? Chima going deep on a 3rd down and 4. Flowers caught it. Touchdown Vegas. What a grab from Flowers. That was a 36-yard score. Crone's pass is intercepted. Look at Flowers. I believe he got the keister down, although that is close. That's a 36-yard score for Vegas. And an end zone interception for Livingston and New Orleans. I got to get a look from the first play. I got to slow this down here. Wow, that is really close. Did Flowers get an elbow down? I think that may have been the call. I think Flowers got a foot and an elbow down. And Vegas goes up 10-0 on the road in Salt Lake. A flurry of action just like that. But 36, your only new number off the board. New Orleans now has the ball, trailing 16-13 off the interception in the end zone with 7:20 to go in the fourth quarter. This is Blackman firing to the sideline. That pass is caught for a 9-yard gain. Dallas has the football in the second half, trailing 12-7. Shy Ronnie drops that one off into the flat. That is Annie Beaverhausen in the first grab of the day for Ronnie, but the penalty pushes Austin back, and they will have to punt on their opening drive. Give it off to Dakota at the 24-yard line. Deep ball from Cameron Duty. That pass is complete for a Dallas first down up to the Rochester 45-yard line. Dakota's opening possession will start at their own 30. Jay Carter and the Hornets find themselves down 10, but Chris Allure is still doing whatever he wants. 39 yards on 6 carries. Deep shot. Wow, that almost looked like interference. It looked like Rochester just straight up grabbed. Oh, Ray out of a tackle. First down to the 48. Powerful run from Ray on the reception. Blackman has just 3 incomplete passes today. 16-13. New Orleans down 3. They are driving. 6:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Wow, she shook off 2 defenders. And Billy Flagg's first carry of the day goes for 17 yards. Doug Day's in the house. 3rd down and 5 for Dallas. This is Cameron Duty going to the outside. That is knocked away, and Rochester forces another punt. Blackman on a 1st and 10. Checks that down to Chapatulis. Not much on that one. Let's go to Austin. 1st down for Dakota. Play fake to Seitz. Billy Flagg going to throw for the first time today. That is a deep shot completion to the 25. Mike Coco with a 1st down, Dakota. And Dallas went for a deep field goal, and they missed it. They tried that one from 58 yards away. And it had the distance, but it was just wide left, and Rochester gets the stop and good field position. Blackman on 3rd down and 8. He's going to be sacked. With 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and a 4th and 17, I think you got a punt. Rip Cubey, who is chasing the sack leaderboards, now has 15, tied for 2nd with Lou Marks, so I don't think has one today. This is Billy Flagg throwing that one into the 3rd row. Rochester 12, Dallas 7. Handoff Mears. Got 4. 4.5 to go in the fourth quarter. And Miami will take over. New Orleans needing a stop. There's Crone's numbers. That interception was his first today. Jay Carter deep down the field, throws another pick. Intercepted again. This time by Bridge. The 2nd pick of the first half by Vegas. And they're still pitching a shutout. One-on-one coverage down the field. Coco's got Dakota in the red zone. That was just a box out by Josh Bridge. Bridge is unclaimed. That is his first pick of the season. Handoff Liam Seitz. That's a walk-in. A 5-yard touchdown for Dakota. And the Rhinos get the first points in Texas. 5 and 36, your new numbers since we hit the quad box. Deep ball wide open for Miami up to the 49-yard line of the Claws. Rochester is nearing the red zone again. 2nd down and 4 at the 23-yard line. Matt Wilson back to pass. He fires. That is incomplete. Couldn't hang on to it. Chima to throw on 2nd down and 2. That one's caught by clutch grab, but I don't think the ball was across the line. It was not. 3rd down and 1. Down to 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter for New Orleans. This is Matt Wilson dropping a throw. He fires into the end zone. That is caught for a Rochester touchdown. Dejon Wright. Upset alert in Dallas. A 23-yard touchdown from Matt Wilson to the back of the end zone. A dime from number 12. There's going to be a booth review, but I think that's going to count. 23 comes off the board. And now Miami is in the red zone, and New Orleans is having to burn timeouts. This is not the drive the Claws needed out of their defense. New Orleans down to 1 timeout. Cooper's got over 130. Chima's got Vegas inside the Salt Lake 40 down to the 35-yard line. That's Mike O'Neal with the catch. Extra point for the Pioneers is good. 19 was already off the board. Crone still throwing here. 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Timeout New Orleans. They are now out of timeouts. And now I think Miami can start running it. 16-13. They lead the Claws by 3. Another nail biter between these two teams. If Rochester gets the win and New Orleans loses, Miami would clinch the 6th seed with a Rochester loss. But if Rochester wins, the Pioneers would go to the 6th seed at 6-10, and they would get a first-round home playoff game. They lead Dallas by 12 as Ronnie is sacked by Pierce in the backfield. Back-to-back stops to start the game for Dakota's defense. Cameron Duty, 13 of 20, 194 yards, a touchdown, no picks, but his talons are trailing. Nearly 300 yards of offense for Rochester. Handoff to Boletsky down to the 5, and Miami can run that down to the 2-minute warning on a 2nd down and goal. Dakota with even better field position this time at the 39-yard line. 2-minute warning in Miami. Our final kickoff of the day, Minnesota-Chicago. Kicking off in about 9 minutes. There's a penalty marker down in Salt Lake on the Chima run. He was trying to get a first down on 3rd and 6, but it's coming back for holding. Boletsky another run. That will drain more clock here. 3rd down. There's a fumble. Fumble in Austin, and the Lone Stars have recovered. What happened here? They tried to throw it outside to Doug Day. He got popped. It was a backwards pass. There goes Salt Lake in the open field. That's a Hornet touchdown. That's a Miami touchdown. Salt Lake and Miami both score. We got to keep up with the action here. That was a 5-yard score for Boletsky, and then on a 4th down and inches, Vegas went for a field goal. It was blocked by the Hornets. Scooped up and recovered for a 65-yard touchdown. And then the bubble to Doug Day was recovered by Austin at the 37-yard line. So that would be 5 over 50, 7, and 23, all numbers that are already off the board, so no new bingo numbers there, and Dakota just pulled a face mask. So after New Orleans punted with about 5 minutes to go, they needed to get a stop. They did not. Miami gets the touchdown, and with 1:21 to play, the Pirates may have just locked up that 6th seed in a first-round playoff game. If Rochester were to win, Miami would play Rochester in the first round at home. If Rochester were to lose, then Miami would play New Orleans again. There goes Jaden Swift down the sideline for Dallas. First down to the 33-yard line. Austin has a first down and goal at the 2, despite just 5 total yards of offense. Dakota shooting themselves in the foot. Shy Ronnie going to take off and run a 2-yard touchdown. 2 comes off the board as Austin can tie it up with an extra point following the fumble from Doug Day. Ethan Flowers has a first down. No huddle for New Orleans with 1 minute to play. Penalty marker, pass interference on Rochester. That'll move the football up to the 22-yard line. .35 seconds to go in New Orleans. There goes Jaden Swift. Dallas is in the red zone. Trying to answer that Rochester touchdown. Swift now up to 63 yards on 11 carries. 4th and 9 for New Orleans. They got to go wide open over the middle. That's a first down catch but it's in the field of play and a 10-second runoff. So New Orleans will fall to 5-11, but if Rochester loses, New Orleans will go to Miami in the first round of the playoffs, a team they've now lost to twice in the last 3 weeks. Otherwise, New Orleans would go to either Chicago or Wichita, depending upon who ends up with the 5 seed. That is a final in Miami. Minnesota-Chicago kicking off in 6 minutes. Handoff to Jaden Swift. He will get a yard. 3rd down and 2 at the 3 coming up. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 2-minute warning in Salt Lake. Vegas has the ball 10-7. The blocked field goal, the only thing keeping Salt Lake in this thing right now. Cameron Duty's 3-yard pass is a touchdown to Jeff Wells. And just like that, Dallas gets themselves back in it. Billy Flagg almost throws an interception there. 43 of you watching the Game Day Gauntlet. Let's go to Salt Lake, where it's a 2nd down with 1:57 to go in the first half at the Hornet 47. Mac Chima over the middle. That is caught inside the 40-yard line down to the 39. The extra point for Dallas is good, and surprisingly, that is the first time 14 has come off the board today. Your new numbers since we hit the quad box: 36, 5, 23, 2, and 14. So 2:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now 19-14. That's a terrific catch at the 35-yard line by Mike O'Neal. O'Neal has been playing an excellent first half. 7 grabs for 72 yards in the first half of play. Emmanuel Blackman completed 90% of his passes today in a 10-point loss. That is really surprising. Billy Flagg dropping a throw, floater, wide open. First down to the 41-yard line. Liam Seitz all by himself. Chima to Flowers, and Vegas is back in the red zone just before the half at the Salt Lake 15-yard line. How will Rochester respond? A Casey Mears run up to the 26. Minnesota, Chicago about to get underway. Chicago needs a win and a Wichita loss to get the 4 seed and a first-round bye. This is Mears in the open field on 2nd and 9, all alone. First down, Rochester at the 42. 53 yards on 15 carries for Mears. Timeout Vegas, 2nd and 5 with 43 seconds to go. Oh, was that a fake? That was a flip to Mears and a missed tackle. Good play call there from Rochester. Chima, 2nd and 5 at the 11, over the middle. First down. Glidden to the 3. Vegas has 1 timeout remaining. That deep ball for Rochester is caught. Dejon Wright for 28 yards. First down, Pioneers at the Dallas 30-yard line. Rochester continuing to answer the bell every time here against Dallas today. First and goal at the 3 for Vegas. Billy Flagg just got loose again and almost got a first down, and that play does not work to Jack Nitro. 10-second runoff. Dan Taylor with his first solo tackle to get today. 2nd and goal at the 4 for Vegas. They mark Billy Flagg short on 4th and inches, so Austin does get the stop with 3:06 to go in the first quarter. Second down and goal at the 4. 18 seconds to go. Chima end zone. Touchdown. Clutch grab. And Vegas very relieved to get a touchdown in the red zone. That has been easier said than done this season. Grab all alone in the back of the end zone, and Vegas takes a 16-7 lead. Grab's 3rd touchdown of the season. And Vegas, just before the break, can take a 17-7 lead, which they do with 16 seconds to go. 4 is a new number off the board. And that is the end of the third quarter in Dallas. 19-14, Rochester on top by 5 with the football and driving, although 3rd and inches coming up. It's going to be a Wilson pass. It is caught. First down to the 18-yard line. Another Rochester red zone trip. And that's right again with 4 catches, and all of them seemingly coming in the second half. $1:30 to go in Austin. Tie game at 7. 17-7 Vegas on top of Salt Lake. And their offense has outscored Salt Lake 17-0. Could have been 20-0 without the blocked field goal. Rochester's got a 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Handoff to Mears, and Mears gets down to the 10. It's time for football in Chicago. Can the Dragons finish 500, put the pressure on Wichita tonight? Or will it be Minnesota trying to keep pace with Vegas at the bottom of the West? As Vegas has Salt Lake on upset watch, but Mac Anthony has a first down for Salt Lake into Vegas territory. Minnesota, Chicago, our final kickoff here on the Gauntlet next. That was a wild play on a first down and goal for Rochester. That ball was deflected up and nearly caught by a different receiver in the end zone. Mears gets to the 3-yard line, and so now it's going to be 3rd and goal for the Pioneers at the 3. 10.5 to go in the fourth quarter.
On the ready.
Rob Noel on the carry for Minnesota. The struggles, oh, great throw and a better block, and then Tony Horn gets another block down the field. Horn all the way to the 14-yard line on a little blip out pass. Delay of game on the Pioneers will push them back to the 8-yard line. Look at the block that springs Tony Horn. That was Akins, the backup tight end. And then Doug Day putting in work down the field. 3rd down and goal now at the 8 for Rochester. Wilson on a check down. That's not going to get him there, although Everidge tries his best. Down to the 4. Rochester will likely settle for 3 here, and Dallas will keep it a 1-score game. First and 10 for Dakota at the 14-yard line of Austin. There goes Billy Flagg. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. Dakota goes back in front of Austin. 21-yard field goal for Rochester is good, and it's 22-14, 21 and 22, new numbers off the board. Since we hit the quad box, your bingo numbers: 36-5, 23-2, 14-4, 21 and 22. Extra point for Dakota is up and good. 14-7 Rhinos. We're still in the first quarter over there. Good punt return here from Chicago up to the 29-yard line. Can Jay Carter and the offense get it going in the second half? Not with that kind of throw. A 3-yard loss. That was a rough one. Rochester has had the lead for much of the day. The only lead that Dallas has had was a 7-3 on that one-handed 64-yard touchdown from Miles Savage. That is a wide open completion to Mac Anthony for a first down for Salt Lake. 26-yard reception. Cameron Duty. Oh, man, Miles Savage. Ridiculous catch up to 128 on 6 grabs. What a play. Great catch from Savage over Washington, who's had a great season for Rochester. 6 interceptions. Deep ball for Ronnie. That one nearly caught off the deflection, but it's incomplete. Ronnie now just 4 of 10 for 33 yards. That's another catch for Savage up to the Rochester 49. Jason Williams for Chicago up the gut. Dips his head. Gets Chicago past the 50. Or near the 50. Cameron Duty over the middle. That is caught at the 46-yard line. Down to 8:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Upper right-hand corner. That is our point of emphasis right now. Rochester leads 22-14. Dallas on the move in Rochester territory. Duty dropping to throw. That pass is caught again. That's Neil Rivers down the sideline. Touchdown, Dallas. A 46-yard score. Neil Rivers has been very quiet today, and it's now 22-20 in Big D. Just got loose, and Washington could not catch up. Mike Woodstone on an outside run. Gets to the 48-yard line and an Austin first down. Salt Lake now at the Vegas 39. 8:15 to go in the third quarter. This is Adam Wiseman. He's going to unfurl it for Chicago. Upper left-hand corner. One-on-one coverage. That pass is incomplete. 2-point try for Dallas. Jaden Swift walks it in. We are tied at 22 with 7:48 to go in the fourth. Dallas has a 1-play 64-yard drive and a 4-play 74-yard drive in this tied game. 7:48 remaining. Vegas drops Hopkins in the backfield, 2nd and 13. Shy Ronnie open with a first down on the 27-yard line for Austin. That is Annie Beaverhausen with the catch, her third. 17-7, 14-7, 22 even, and scoreless in Chicago. Another Hopkins run. And that'll set up a third down and 12 for Salt Lake. Handoff, Mears, not much there, just a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 for Rochester, 7:35 to go in the fourth. That's a deep shot, and Mia Pangori holds on at the 18-yard line. Fourth catch for 54 yards today for Pangori. That is a Salt Lake first down. Another run to Mears goes nowhere. A critical third down and 11 coming up for Rochester, under 7 to play. Bujo says CFB 27 is killing this. Well, you know what? CFB 27 just came out next week. Imagine what this would look like on CFB 27. Then you won't be talking. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're talking. You could never pull this off. Doug Falk over the middle, over to the 40-yard line. Fourth down and 9. Rochester actually comes up empty on the drive. They'll have to punt it away. Evan Wood well short of the sticks. Let's go to Salt Lake. They're in the red zone. Up to the 7-yard line, 4:53 to go in the third. It's 1st and goal for the Hornets. That's another run for Hopkins. Hope Allura's all right. Austin is also in the red zone down to the 7-yard line. And a beautiful punt for Rochester. Actually takes a bounce back to the 15. First and goal at the 7. The ball was dropped for Minnesota over the middle. That is inexcusable. 2nd down and goal at the 8-yard line. 4:18 to go in the third. Austin just scored. Touchdown, Mike Churchill. My goodness, the touchdown machine continues for Churchill. That is his 17th touchdown of the season, and that's more than any skilled player. What was the yardage on that strike? It was a 7-yard score for Churchill, so no new numbers there. Extra point ties the game at 14, and Jay Carter almost threw a pick. It would be a 20-yard field goal from here, and that would be a new number off the board. A 10-play, 83-yard drive for Austin. .450 to go in the fourth quarter. And the extra point for Salt Lake is good, or the field goal rather for Salt Lake is good. So 17-10, deep down the sideline. Dallas is at the Rochester 31, and the Pioneers are falling apart here again in the fourth quarter. They had an 8-point lead on Dallas, and at one point they led this game. That's Rivers again. I want to say that Rochester at one point, they led 19-7. They were up by 12. Falk into the end zone. That is dropped again. Boy, Doug Falk's receivers are just killing him. Another good ball on a little screen throw to Tony Horn. Wasn't able to break free this time. Rob Noel has Minnesota into the red zone at the 16. .318 to go in the third quarter. This is Chima dropping a throw. Wide open, Ethan Flowers. Flowers with a juke move down to the Hornet 46-yard line. Man, Ethan Flowers on those little slant patterns has been all alone for much of the day. This is Cameron Duty over the middle inside the 10. That's Rivers again. 3:28 to go in the fourth quarter, and Dallas is inside the 5. There goes Dakota down the sideline, and a field goal for Minnesota. That's Doug Day with the touchdown. On a little curl route, Doug Day turns the corner and goes for 63. The Minnesota field goal was good from 33. That's a new number off the board. 3-0 Chippers. Here's Cameron Duty back in the end zone. Touchdown Dallas. Neil Rivers has taken over the fourth quarter, and Dallas, who trailed 19-7, has scored 21 of the last 24 points in this game. Extra point is good for Dakota, 21-14. Rhinos on top of the Lone Stars. Another shootout brewing in Texas. Extra point for Dallas is good. 29 is off the board. (29-22). Dallas has come back. 2:57 to go in the fourth. 17-10, Vegas on top of Salt Lake with 1 minute to go in the third. 21-14, Dakota on top of Austin. Mac Chima drifting out of field goal range, and Wiseman also takes a sack, but that second sack from Joe Malone might have just sent Vegas out of field goal range late in the third quarter. Now it's up to the Rochester offense. The Pioneers led by as much as 12 in this game. They led by 13 with 5 minutes to go last week. There's Wilson's numbers. No picks, but did have the fumble. 3-0 Minnesota in Chicago. 2:45 to go in the first. 53-yarder for Vegas. They're still going to try. And it is off the crossbar, and Salt Lake will take over. That sack costs Vegas 3 points and a 2-possession lead. He stoinked it. 2nd and 10 for Wilson over the middle to the 29-yard line. This is Shirani, got a first down to the 41-yard line. Jay Carter's letting it rip down the field, and Sauce K was out of bounds. Holy smokes, and Dejon Wright has the first down to the Dallas 42 with 2:24 to go. Wilson staring into the sun, finds Wright, who's able to corral it on the sideline. Carter, after the incompletion down the field to K, completes that one to Mac Anthony to the 40-yard line. That's the end of the third quarter in Salt Lake. Rob Noel up to 25 yards on his first 4 carries. 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson to the sideline, right to the 34. Mike Woodstone, 38 yards on 8 carries. 5.5 to go in the first half.
Hey, let's go. Get set.
Wilson's pass caught inside the 30-yard line. 2-minute warning.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Get excited. Let's go.
Dallas on top. Rochester trying to hang on here, which is crazy to say given that they had a 2-score lead in the third quarter. First and goal for Austin. This is Wilson. Takes a check down to the 20. Down to the 17-yard line. 10-second runoff. Salt Lake is down 17-10. They're now in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 2 of the Vegas 31. Jay Carter's pass is off target and could have been picked off at the feet of the defender. Wilson now, 1:35 to go. Got to get rid of it. Just did. He got popped, and the ball was a little bit overthrown. Isaiah Moody with another Minnesota first down. His 5th catch of the first quarter for 72 yards. There's a fumble picked up by Vegas. Going back the other way. Austin has scored another touchdown. Vegas is going to go up by 2 scores. Landry Williams again. Rochester down to the 8-yard line. Watch it again. Mac Anthony has the ball ripped out of his hands. It's tough to see from that angle if that touchdown's going to stand. We also have Rochester inside the 10-yard line down 7. And the extra point for Austin is good, and we're tied at 21 in Texas. I think Anthony is down. We'll have to get a review on the play. How about Austin's offense against Dakota's defense? Dakota, the #1 scoring defense, giving up just 16.1 points per game, and they've given up 21 already. Wilson has to throw it away. 1:23 to go on 1st and goal. And I think Mac Anthony is down. That would be a huge break for Salt Lake. 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line for Wilson. 1:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Wilson is going to be, no, he's not going to be sacked. He gets rid of it and dumps it off. It's still a 1-yard loss, but Wilson avoids a huge loss on 2nd and goal, 1:08 and counting. It was overturned, so Jay Carter and the Hornet offense back out on the field and now in the red zone of the Vegas 19-yard line. This is Wilson's pass, 3rd and goal, touchdown to the 9-yard line. Najee Anderson for Rochester with just his 8th catch of the season and his first touchdown. An extra point would tie the game at 29.
The kicker on for the extra point.
57 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. This extra point would tie it, and the kick for the Pioneers is good. 29-all in Dallas, 21-all in Austin. And a safety for Minnesota. 5-0 Chippers. And it's 4th and 1 now for Salt Lake, down 17-10. What are they going to do? There's the line. Allure certainly well short. We have to go back and get the Austin touchdown yardage. That, I believe, was 7. Salt Lake goes for it on 4th and 1, and they did not get it. They did not get it. Chris Allure is stopped. And Salt Lake fails the 4th down conversion. Wow. It was a 7-yard score for Austin. For Rochester, it was a 9-yard score for Anderson. That was also already off the board. And 29 already off the board as well. So, after the 4th down stop with 10 minutes to go, Jack Nitro in Vegas takes over. Still no touchdowns for Salt Lake's offense today. 51 seconds to go in Dallas. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Talons. As we could have overtime in Texas. That throw is caught by Lockley on the sideline. 46 seconds and out of bounds, stops the clock. Shy Ronnie will drop to throw. That's a 1st down and more for Austin. There goes Woodstone down the sideline. A whiff tackle and a poor pursuit angle at the 2-minute warning. 46 seconds and an empty backfield now for Cameron Duty and the Talons. They need that red line to get into field goal range, and Duty's pass is caught down to the 36-yard line. The clock will continue to roll. Jeff Wells with the reception, and Austin is back in scoring position. 206 more yards for Shy Ronnie. Dakota's defense has never looked so pedestrian. Vegas does not go for it on 4th and 1. That would have been unwise, but Salt Lake's defense forces a 3 and out, and they will get the ball back despite the failed 4th down attempt with 8:06 to go in the fourth quarter. 31 seconds now for Dallas. It'd be a 53-yard field goal from here, and Jaden Swift will get him a little closer. Dallas has 1 timeout remaining. Minnesota up 5-0 on Chicago right now, trying to pull an upset of their own. They're at the Chicago 37, and that is a 1st down. Excellent job to get out of that tackle for Salt Lake. The lower left-hand corner. Shy Ronnie going to be sacked. That's a 9-yard loss, and that's one of the Fisters in to make the play. 2nd down and 3 for Dallas, and there goes Swift right up the middle of the field. Rochester, no answer. Now the Pioneers having to call timeout. What a response from Dallas in a surprising shootout between 2 defensive teams this year. New Orleans lost. If Rochester loses, it's Miami versus New Orleans Part 3 in the first round of the playoffs on Thursday. Rochester would take on either Wichita or Chicago. That's Jaden Swift again, up to about the 6-yard line. Shy Ronnie just before the half, looking for someone to get open in Austin. Finally fires down the field. It is caught at the 7-yard line. Nico Rightway from 23 yards out in heavy traffic. One-handed Rightway with the brilliant reception. Back to Dallas, where it's 2nd and inches with 16 seconds to go. Swift is tackled, and the Pioneers call their last timeout with 14 seconds to play. First down and goal, 25 seconds to go for Ronnie. Jay Carter sacked for Salt Lake, and Ronnie is 2. Another Dakota takedown, and Minnesota is down to the 1-yard line of Chicago with 7.5 to go. First down and goal at the 2-yard line, and the handoff goes to Swift. He does not get in there. Goes Sauce K. Touchdown. 37-yard score for K, and Salt Lake's an extra point away from tying the game. A field goal can win it for Dallas in the final seconds. Austin's down to 1 timeout just before the half, and Rob Noel unable to get in the end zone from 1 yard out. Finally, Jay Carter able to connect with Sauce K. We're an extra point away from a tie game there. This game-winning field goal for Dallas is good. From 19 yards out, 2 seconds left. Rochester is going to need a miracle. 5-point game in Chicago, tie game in Salt Lake, tie game in Austin, 3-point game in Dallas. Another Dakota sack will end the drive. And again, Minnesota could not get in the end zone. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. Collins step on 27, Cooks this. Idiot. Glad he left. Handoff, Rob Noel. Nothing again. Chicago with the stop, and now we'll see if Minnesota tries to go for it for a 4th straight time inside the 2-yard line. A 34-yard field goal for Austin is good. 34 and 24 off the board. And on the return, Rochester cannot get a score, and Dallas comes back to win 32-29 in an absolute thriller. 18 for Minnesota is coming off the board. So is 8. The bingo numbers are flying, folks. And we're about to put the updated numbers on the screen. Dallas and Rochester combined for 28 points in the 4th quarter. And the Pioneers, despite playing good football down the stretch, give up nearly 500 total yards of offense today, and they will remain dead last in the Eastern Conference at 5-11. New Orleans at 5-11 will visit 7-9 Miami, and Rochester will await either Wichita or Chicago on Thursday. Wichita gets the 4 seed with a win. Let's go to Salt Lake now. 4:54 to go in that one. If Wichita wins, Chicago would be the 5 seed. If Wichita loses and Chicago wins, Wichita would be the 5 seed, taking on Rochester next week. And yes, because Dallas won, there goes clutch grab! There goes grab! All the way, 74 yards! He got away from everybody! His 2nd touchdown of the day, and Vegas takes the lead! It looked like Salt Lake had him contained. That's a good block down the field by Mike O'Neal. There's all your updated bingo numbers on the screen. Clutch grab with his 2nd of the day. And Vegas retakes the lead just like that. Clutch grab coming into the day. had 2 touchdowns in 15 games this season. He's got 2 today. And the extra point is good. 24-17 Vegas. 24-21 Austin, and that game is just starting the second half. And 8-0 Minnesota on top of Chicago. Both Minnesota and Vegas, the 2 worst records in the league, trying to get wins in the final game of the season. Let's go to Austin, where we're starting the second half in a shootout. We expected it out of Austin, but Dakota is actually the 8th lowest, or the 8th best scoring offense in the league. But the surprising thing is they have the #1 scoring defense, and they've already given up more than 8 points, their average. Third down, 1 yard to go for Dakota. That one over the middle of the 42-yard line. All right, our inflection point is now in Salt Lake. 4:43 to go in the fourth. 24-17 Vegas. This is Salt Lake's responding drive. That pass is incomplete. Dallas ended up with 32 points. You are correct, sir. 32 is also off the board. Ray needs 1 number. Skip needs all 40s. Only had 3 40s called today, 44, 45, and 46. No huddle for Salt Lake now with 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Carter's pass is caught. Down to the 48-yard line, Mac Anthony, another grab. 7 catches for 122 yards for Mac Anthony. Toss play to Williams. Down to the 26-yard line for Chicago, still being shut out at home. That one was almost picked off. Dakota trying to answer here. Billy Flagg going to take off and run. Flagg's got a lot of space. A lot of space. All the way down to the 20. A 30-yard pickup for Billy Flagg. Robert Henson's got a bingo on card number 4. Yeah, you got that 3x3 frame. You almost got another one if you can get that 26. But yep, Robert's got the 3x3 frame for 1,000. Will he get more? Dakota's at the 20. Handoff, Liam Seitz. Got a yard. First and goal at the 6 for Chicago. Check down. Down to the 5. 1 and 6, the only single-digit numbers that have not been called. It's 4th down and 10 for Salt Lake. They're going to punt with 3:47 to go, and he shanked it out of bounds. Yikes, that's only a 22-yard punt in a bad spot. Adam Wiseman on a 2nd down and goal. He does not run. Wiseman should have ran, and Frank Castle brings him down. Sack for Minnesota. It's a 3rd down and goal there. And fumble picked up by Salt Lake. And the Hornets have life again. Oh my. David Glidden gets it ripped away by Trevante James. That is a fumble. 2nd and goal at the 1. Dakota's touchdown is incomplete. 3rd and goal at the 7 for Chicago. Adam Wiseman looking for someone to get open. There's a penalty marker down. He's sacked again. And a holding on Chicago's not going to matter. 3rd down and goal at the 1. Dakota going to throw again. Dakota looking for someone to get open. And then Billy Flagg says, I'll do it myself. That's a 1-yard touchdown, and 1's off the board. Salt Lake with another chance with 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. They're at the Vegas 38 following the fumble. 61st offensive play of the day for Salt Lake. This is Carter. Over the middle to K, down to the 30. Dakota's extra point is good. They take the lead over Austin 28-24. This is a 34-yard field goal for Chicago. That kick is good. No new numbers there. 8-3 Minnesota in a baseball game. That's Carter over the middle inside the 10. Mia Pangori down to the 8-yard line. 3:05 to play. .370 yards for Salt Lake. 2:55 to go in the fourth. Jay Carter looking. Serving and sacked. Flash, you've got a 3x3 in the bottom corner of your card. No 4x4 though. You need 3 numbers for a 5x5. This is Carter on 2nd and goal. Got the yardage back. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 10. Had 36 numbers called on the Gauntlet today.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
3rd and goal at the 10, 2:08 to go. Carter dumps it off, and Allure dropped it. Now it's 4th down. I think Salt Lake's got to go for this. Payne Price thinks he's got a bingo on card 8. And he does, the 3x3 in the upper corner. 4th down. This Salt Lake and Vegas game has been full of 4th down failed attempts. 2:07 left in the 4th. This is Carter, end zone, knocked away, and again. Vegas holds on 4th down with 2:02 to play. Just not there. Just not open. 2 receivers in the same area. And now it's up to Salt Lake's defense to get a stop. Back to the shootout in Austin. 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-24 Dakota. Coming up on the final seconds in Chicago. Still 8-3 Chippers. There's a run. Jack Nitro, and we've hit the 2-minute warning. That is Shirani up to the 38-yard line for Austin. Up to 270 yards. Mike Churchill's 5th grab. Doug Falk gets Minnesota into field goal range. Broken tackle down the sideline. What a play. Touchdown, Minnesota. Unbelievable. Michael Joseph with a shimmy on the final play of the half. And you can see the time ticking down. I think Joseph thought to himself, should I go out of bounds here? He broke the tackle with 4 seconds to go and says, I have enough time to get into the end zone. A tremendous play. It was a 51-yard score for Michael Joseph at the end of the first half. Now Salt Lake will burn the timeouts. And the extra point for Minnesota is good. They go up 15-3. It feels like one of the longest plays of the season for Minnesota's offense. Play fake on 2nd down and 9 for Chima. Chima going to take off and run, and you can see he's protecting the football. He got a block, broke a tackle down to the 46-yard line, and that may just do it in Utah. Rob needs a 35. Well, Dakota's a touchdown away from that. Minnesota's, this is an unbelievable stat. Minnesota's longest pass of the season was 60 yards. They've only had two. No, they did have a 71-yarder. I'm in the wrong column here. I'm in the wrong column. That was Minnesota's longest touchdown throw of the season. Their previous long was 44. That is wild, and that is the end of the first half in Chicago. 15-3 Chippers, putting Chicago on upset alert. Now it's Ronnie on a 3rd down and 9, sacked again. The Fisters are brutalizing Austin up front. 5th sack for Dakota in this one. Now it's a 3rd down and 1. Salt Lake is out of timeouts. What an effort by Michael Joseph just before the break. Jack Nitro's got a 1st down for Vegas, and the Devils are going to win it and snap their 4-game losing streak. And that means that Vegas Salt Lake will be another rematch on Thursday in the Gauntlet. The field goal for Austin is good. The yardage on that kick, that may have been another 40 off the board. Nope, it was a 44. No new numbers. So 15-3 Minnesota, 28-27 Dakota over Austin, and victory formation in Vegas. Wow. The Devils pull it off. Jason Williams, 10 carries, 42 yards at the first half gun. But Minnesota has outgained Chicago 242 to 82 in yards, which is wild. Billy Flagg, 13 to 17 for 240, a touchdown, no picks. There's your stats. 7.5 yards of play for Vegas, 431 yards of total offense. And now Salt Lake will have to take on this Vegas team in the first round of the playoffs. Vegas may have found something. Let's go back to Austin, where we've got 1:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. Billy Flagg dropping to throw. That pass is caught at the 47-yard line. Mike Coco with another grab. 357 for Dakota on the day. 67 yards and 4 receptions for Coco, who almost had that one knocked away. Way to hang on. Interception, Minnesota. There is a penalty marker on the play. Oh, they got called for pass interference, so it's going to come back.
Come on, set. 18 Gator.
There's your numbers. We're already at the cutoff point at the bottom. Hand off. Liam Seitz with a juke move down to the 33-yard line. And again, that penalty, that pass interference penalty, wipes out the interception for Minnesota. .242 to 87 in total yards in Chicago. Hand off to Williams. Williams stays patient, gets a 1st down to the 48 of Minnesota.
Let's go now. 60 or.
1st and 10 for Dakota. That is the end of the 3rd.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
28-27 and a face mask on Minnesota. So, man, the penalties are killing the Chippers defense on this drive here. That's on Frank Castle. That'll push Chicago to the Minnesota 34-yard line. This is Flagg over the middle down to the 20. 16 of 20 for 279 yards. as Dakota creeps up on that 35 that Rob M's needed for a bingo. Throw to the outside. That was dangerous. Violet Thomas hangs on. That could have been a fumble 6. Liam Seitz takes the handoff, gets to the 13-yard line. Yeah, Jesse, what you got? Let me show, what's your card ID? I'll tell you what you got. Third down coming up for Chicago. Here goes Billy Flagg. Or check that, Liam Seitz up to the 12. Third down and 2 coming up for Dakota in a 1-point game with 10:42 to go in the fourth quarter.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Third and 2 at the 12. Billy Flagg's pass is broken up. That is a beautiful play by Cash Cruz. Sensational pass deflection. So, Jesse, you've got 1 3x3 in the lower left. You could have 2 if you get that 48. I don't really see that you're close to a 4x4. I guess you would need 39 and 6. So you got 1 right now. Chicago now in the red zone. And Dakota's going to kick this, so they're not going to get the 35. Instead, it would be a 29-yard field goal, which is already off the board. The kick is good, 31-27. Now it's first and goal at the 8. This is Wiseman, back of the end zone, touchdown Chicago, and finally the Dragons offense is in the end zone. Marcus Lloyd with the reception. I think Chicago will just go for the PAT. There's again an 8-yard score. Extra point is good, 15-10. Chicago creeps a little closer with 8:14 to go in the third quarter. 31-27, Dakota on top of Austin with 10:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Another nail-biter for both these teams. We have had a sensational gauntlet. Isaiah Moody, 8 catches for 106 yards. For Minnesota, he has been their top target. This is Doug Falk over the middle. That is Tyler Falk with the catch, a pickup of 8. Now it's Shirani throwing that at the feet of a defender following a holding penalty. Now it's 3rd and 20. Can Austin, well, they're going to set up a screen here to Mike Woodstone, and that's not going to be enough. Not nearly enough. Dakota gets a stop with 9:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Now it's going to be 3rd down for Minnesota off the Dalton Brown run. Third down, 1 yard to go. 7:06 to go in the third. They hand it off to Noel. He's got another first down. Rob Noel today, 12 carries, 38 yards. Keeping the chains moving for Minnesota. From the 27-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
First down and 10. I'm announcing right now here on the Gauntlet that depending upon your seed in the playoffs will depend on how many team boost points that you will receive. If you are the 8th seed, you will have 8,000 points to spend on your team in preparation for the first round of the playoffs. If you're the 7 seed, 7,000, 6 seed, 6,000, and so on. As Billy Flagg takes a shot, got a man wide open, touchdown Dakota! It's Gameday, 59-yard score, and Dakota opens it up in Austin. A drop in the bucket over Fowler. And Dakota takes a 2-score lead, and now Austin feeling a little bit more somber about pulling an upset today over Dakota. Minnesota's got another first down. Clutch Vegas will be the 7 seed. So the team will get 7,000 points to distribute amongst its team in preparation for the playoffs. The extra point for Dakota is good, and 38 comes off the board. 38 is your next number. As Tyler Falk makes another catch. Boy, Minnesota's moving the football down the field pretty quickly here. 5:13 to go in the third quarter. No, Anthony, that's not. I'm saying that based on your seed is how many points that the team will get to spend on the team as a whole. So that depends on your seed, not if you win or lose this week, just depending upon your seed heading into the playoffs. 38-27, Dakota now on top with 8:28 to go. A lot of pressure now on Austin. But at the end of the day, Austin's going to be the 2 seed no matter what, Dakota the 1. But another lackluster defensive performance by Austin in this one. Winter gets a sack for Dakota. That actually pushes Minnesota, or for Chicago rather, that pushes Minnesota outside of field goal range.
Tight ends on the Lucy. Tight ends on the Lucy. Tight ends on the Lucy.
No, first seat. Oh my God. I don't even know why I do this. There's not a limit to your individual points. They're just bonus points given to the team, and y'all can choose how you want to spend them. That's all I'm saying. The field goal for Minnesota is no good. So the sack actually takes points off the board for Minnesota. They went for a 54-yard field goal. It was not close. Nuke Raden just got called for a 15-yard face mask, and now Chicago will take over down 5.
Ready.
Yeah. You don't want none.
Get it. Ready, go.
First seed does not get 100,000. They get 1,000. Coco. This has nothing to do with your individual points. This is a team thing. That's why I said team. That's why I said team. 4:03 to go in the third, and Frank Castle gets a second sack. Boy, Minnesota and Chicago's defensive fronts very active here in the third quarter.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'll put it in writing later, and then y'all can tag me and ask me if that's how it works. $4.99 super chat from Zach Holdorf. You do this because you love it. Yes, something like that. 7:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Austin trails 38-27. They're in kind of a hole here. Chicago right now in a 3rd down and 4. They've just crossed midfield following the Minnesota missed field goal. It's Mika Friday. He's been kind of quiet today for Austin. Payne, I agree with you. Handoff Woodstone down to the 24-yard line. 6:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Austin down 11. Still time in this one. Nuke Raiden, 7 tackles for Dakota, but also had that costly penalty earlier in the drive. Ronnie's still slinging it. Nico Rightway's had a good day. Trey Deuce trying to punch it out. Gets to the 16-yard line. 30 of 40. Shy Ronnie. That's the 9th catch for Nico Rightway for a $1.16. $5 super chat for Ray. Already explained it to us like we were 5. Now explain it like we're 2. Your individual points are unaffected. Each team will get bonus points in the locker room to decide how they see fit in spending said points on anyone on the team. Confusing myself. I'll be in there on Tuesday to talk to everyone. Second and goal at the 18-yard line. Shy Ronnie dropping a throw on second and goal and throws a pick. Taken away by Uchiha, who gives a salute to the Austin crowd, and that might just about do it. Minnesota with an interception. Taken back the other way to the 42-yard line. 1:14 to go in the third, and the Chippers maintain their 5-point advantage. Use points, make team better. Correct. Doug Day, 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, 135 yards. And with 4:50 to go, it looks like Dakota is going to get to an incredible, impressive 15-1.
Come on, set. 15 line. 15 line. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Oh my gosh. If y'all wonder why you don't hear from me, it's this stuff right here.
Set, ready? 10 logo.
Billy Flagg, play action. He's going to take off and run. And he's going to be brought down. Austin's got 4 minutes to go here to try to pull off a miracle. Flagg again on the run. Flagg first down to the 20. He's got all day to run all the way down to the 45-yard line. That's not going to help Austin's case. $5 super chat from Jesse Fritz. I saw we table it until Wednesday. No, Tuesday. The playoffs start on Thursday. Tuesday. I will not be in the locker rooms of the top 4 seeds. I will only be in the locker rooms on Tuesday of seeds 5 through 8, because that's all we got to figure out then. And seeds 3 and 4. The top 2 teams, I'll see you after the convention. Oh. Delay of game on Dakota. Gonna move them back to 1st and 15. 2:58 to go. All 3 timeouts for Austin. Pretty good punt there from Minnesota. Chicago's gonna start deep in their own territory. Minnesota's offense has kind of died in the second half. They really haven't done anything, but Chicago has not been able to take full advantage. There goes Liam Seitz. Monster run. Seitz picks up nearly a first down. Second down, 1 yard to go, 2:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Sykes will not get the first down. Austin will call timeout.
Go set. 60 or. I'm trying to collect.
Here's Wiseman. Oh, he's going to launch one. On 1st and 10 deep, that one almost picked off too. Yeah, Minnesota did nothing off that interception.
Ready, ready.
59 smart. Check, 59. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Timeout Austin again, and Dakota failed to get the first down. It's 4th and 2. Minnesota just pulled another face mask.
Personal foul. Face mask.
11:07 to go in the fourth quarter there. So on 4th and 2, Dakota will decide to punt. They are up 11.
All day, baby. Let's go.
Automatic first down.
Let's go.
Shanahan thinks he's got a bingo on card 19. He does in the lower right-hand corner. And then card 3 for Michaela Foraker.
Hey, here we go.
Ready, ready.
Yep, upper left-hand corner. Almost a 4x4. You need a 48 and a 25. Well, Austin has 2 minutes to do something here against Dakota. They're down 11.
That's it. Big hit.
Ready.
Watch time.
Ray needs a 39. And Ronnie down the sideline. There goes Beaverhausen. Eddie Beaverhausen is going to keep this game alive. Touchdown, Austin. That comes out of nowhere. Annie on a straight go route. Bad pursuit angle there by Dakota. And a 2-point conversion could give Rob Ems that 35 he was looking for. Chicago down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 6. We still have not had 6 come off the board today. That's Boyd on the catch. Here we go, 2-point drive for Austin, 1:52 to go in the fourth quarter. They shift up the play. They hand it off to Mike Woodstone, and he got it. 35 is off the board. You had a bunch of 40s today, you had a bad day. Only 3. I think that's a record low here on the Gauntlet so far. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 15-10, Minnesota up, but Chicago's trying to change that. A little jet sweep to the outside, Minnesota read that. Now they're back to the 7. 1:52 to go and 1 timeout for Austin. They'll have to onside kick. Rob, what's your card? Onside kick for Austin. And it's kicked! And Austin recovers!
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, boy. Austin just recovered that onside kick with a chance to put an end, a brief end to Dakota's reign of terror. Card number 8 for Payne.
Here we go. Set. 60 outlaw.
No, you would need a 39. Here goes Ronnie deep down the field, incomplete. Oh, yes, Payne, correct. Yes, you do. The one line underneath. Yeah, you have 2 of those. 1:46 to go in the fourth. This is Ronnie, and that is caught at the Dakota 48-yard line. Rob Ems, you got it, middle left. And you're only a 47 away from a 4x4. Adam Wiseman went to the back of the end zone just now, and that one is knocked away. Yeah, Flash is saying, yeah, I mean, if Dakota loses here, they would get an adjustment to the game plan. So I don't know that the rest of the league wants Dakota to lose a meaningless game. Doug Falk, 21 of 30, 251 yards and a touchdown. Chicago just went for it on 4th and goal at the 7, and they failed to get it. So 8:19 to go in the 4th there. This is now Ronnie to the sideline. That pass is caught to the Dakota 28. If Austin can get a touchdown here, they would take the lead, erase an 11-point deficit with 2 minutes to go, as Noel is just ransacked in the backfield again. 7:35 to go in the 4th quarter.
70, Indy. He's not gonna get me.
Card 4, bottom right. Ronnie, 1:10 to go. Shy Ronnie inside the 10-yard line, down to the 5. Could they do it? Yes, you have a 4x4, Robert, on that card. Also a 3x3. Doug Falk's got to get out of his own end zone on 3rd down and 7. He does fire it. It is short of the sticks. That pass is caught, but out of bounds. No touchdown for the Lone Stars. Yeah, that's true, Flash. They could do that too.
Go now. 90 Wolf.
2nd and goal at the 5. 50 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
Ready.
Ronnie looking, end zone, and it is picked off. Trey Deuce, Dakota does it again. Oh my goodness, looking in the back of the end zone, and Trey Deuce stepped right in front of it. Card 28, Josh. No, you need a 30 or a 26. Or a 40. One of those 3.
Got it.
Adam Wiseman now with 6:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Fires a deep ball, and coming back to it, wide open. Chicago now in the red zone. And Dakota is going to improve to 15-1.
Go. 18 Gator.
Rush in.
Dakota going to win a shootout over Austin, 38-35. And the Lone Stars, even though they're a number 2 seed, have lost 4 of their last, or they are 4-7 in their last 11 games after starting 5-0. That's it in Austin, 38-35. Now we go to Chicago. Drama brewing there. 5:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Wiseman in the back of the end zone, way overthrown. At the 12-yard line for Chicago. Billy Flagg, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hats off to the Rhinos on a brilliant season, 15-1. Austin falls to 9-7. This is Wiseman dropping a throw. That pass is knocked away at the goal line. 4th down again for Chicago. They had a 4th and goal at the 7 earlier. 501 yards for Dakota, averaged 10 yards a play in that win. Now, will Chicago decide to kick it, or will they go for it again here on 4th and goal inside the red zone? They will go. 4th and 6, 5:18 left. At the 12, Dallas in the championship rematch was the only team to beat Dakota. This ball in the back of the end zone in the front of the end zone is incomplete. And Minnesota on back-to-back drives holds. And if Chicago would have kicked field goals, they would be up by a point right now. Wow, what a hit. And Lloyd almost caught that. The ball was sitting on his chest.
Down. 60 or.
So Minnesota up 15-10, trying to get to 4-12 just like Vegas with a Week 16 win. That pass is caught. .252 passing yards today, and Michael Joseph 108 yards on 6 grabs, but Minnesota has not scored in the second half. Doug Falk to throw again, and he throws an interception. Picked off by Chicago with 4.5 to go. And the Chippers just cannot get out of their own way. Looking for Tyler Falk, and he threw it right to him. Again, coming up tonight on Coast to Coast, it's Los Angeles at New York with Michael Torillo and Eric Vincent on the call, followed by St. Louis and Wichita with Mike Daggs and Ramos Lynn on the call. Monday night is Tyler Falk and Josh Zirkle, Phoenix and San Diego, and the final game of the UFL regular season. Playoffs start on Thursday. Wiseman to throw. That pass is caught down to the 2-yard line. With 4:25 left to play. Chicago needs a win and a Wichita loss to clinch the 4 seed and a first-round bye in the East. Wiseman to throw. That pass is complete. If you're a 3 or a 4 seed, your first playoff game is on Sunday against the winners of Thursday's Gauntlet games. 15 is off the board, but it is not a number on the screen. You are correct. That is a 1-yard touchdown for Chicago. 15 is off the board. Kay Marion with the touchdown, and just like that, Chicago has come from behind. They were down 15-3 at the half to take the lead. And now Chicago will go for 2. With 3:49 to go in the fourth quarter, they'll hand it off to Williams. He'll dive in. And it is 15 straight points for Chicago. They now lead 18-15. Oh, 15 is on line 2. Yep, all right, so we had it. Sorry, I thought I missed it too. All right. Kick is away from inside the 2-yard line. Chippers on the return up to the 23. No bonus numbers. There's already a bunch of bingos flying out there. Doug Falk's numbers, that pick really cost Minnesota.
Here we go. 70.
298 to 278 in total yardage in favor of the Chippers. This is Doug Falk over the middle. That pass is complete to the 37-yard line. It's a good start to the drive for Minnesota. We're going to go no huddle here. No, they only need 3 points. 3:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Falk over the middle. That pass is complete. Down to the 46-yard line of Chicago. That's the 11th catch for Isaiah Moody. That is one off from tying the season high across the league. D.R. Simeon, K. Marion, and Jamichael Morris are the only players this season with 12 catches, and now that is Isaiah Moody's 11th, a season high. Michael Joseph has also had 11 and 10 catches in a game, respectively.
56. 56 right there. 56.
This is Falk over the middle. Caught. There's Moody. That is a UFL record tying 12th reception for Isaiah Moody for 154 yards. Minnesota needs a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win it.
50, plant.
Down to 2:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Doug Falk dropping a throw. He'll fire that one off to Rob Noel, and we've hit the 2-minute warning.
Last stop. Last stop.
Ball at the Chicago 32-yard line.
Mike 51.
2nd and 8.
You ain't got nothing.
Ringer, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Falk dumps it. Oh, had a man wide open. That was Joseph, and he missed it. We're in 40s territory here with a potential game-tying field goal from Minnesota. They could also win it with a touchdown from 32 yards away, 3rd down and 8. Falk dropping a throw. Will he keep the drive alive? Yes, he will, and that is a UFL record 13th catch for unclaimed Isaiah Moody. Moody now up to 74 receptions this season. He only has 1 touchdown this year. Now at the 17-yard line with 1:32 to go. This is Falk. His pass is deflected. That's his 40th pass attempt.
Go. 8-3.
2nd down, Minnesota. Ball on the 17. Noel goes in motion. He looked open. He looked open. And he dumped it off to Joseph down to the 10. That Rob Noel go route, he was kind of looking at Falk like, I'm wide open over here. Instead, it's Joseph's 7th catch for 115 yards, but now it's 3rd down and 3 at the 10.
56. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Falk to throw. Middle. Caught. Roland. Rolled backwards. Short of the sticks. 4th and inches at the 7. You got to kick it, right? Or would Minnesota go for it? Minnesota has nothing to gain. Vegas won. Minnesota's going to be the 8 seed. They're going to play either Phoenix, LA, San Diego. Phoenix, LA, or San Diego as the 5 seed because Salt Lake is now locked in to the 6 seed. They will kick the field goal. It's a 24-yard kick, and we're tied at 18. Wow. We were tied at 29 in Dallas. At one point, we were tied at 21 in Austin. Now we're tied at 8. At one point, we were tied at 17 in Salt Lake. And now we're tied at 18 in Chicago with 1:02 to play. If Chicago loses, Wichita clinches the 4 seed and a first-round bye. And Chicago would play Rochester in the first round on Thursday. If Chicago wins, they need a Wichita loss to St. Louis tonight to wrap up the 4 spot. And because Dallas won earlier today, St. Louis needs a win over Wichita. That Sunday night game is big.
Set.
Chicago with 1:02 left and 3 timeouts. This is Wiseman dropping a throw. He dumps it off on a check down. That is a bad start to the drive. Only getting to the 30-yard line. 10-second runoff. Kicker warming up on the sideline.
Hey, let's go.
43 seconds to go. Wiseman to throw. Wiseman to the sideline. Caught at the Minnesota 48 on their sideline. Hey, Marion for 22 yards. Yes, and with Dallas's win, New York is the number 3 seed.
Come on, set. 30 base.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
So they will next play on Sunday.
Lead dribble, lead dribble.
Handoff, no, play fake, Adam Wiseman deep. Oh, it is caught at the 17-yard line. Wow. Another leaping catch for Marion, who took over on this drive. Only her 4th catch for 75 yards today, but that is the 2nd on this drive for Marion. And now Chicago can just try to get even closer. Down to 26 seconds to go.
I know you felt that one.
Set, ready. 60 outlaw.
Mike. And here we go. Watch the pass.
2nd down and 3.
Set, go.
Handoff, Williams, 1st down. Now Minnesota will start calling timeouts.
Go, baby.
Chippers need a miracle. They were up 15-3 at the half. They had it. Torillo frustrated, irredeemable.
Ready. 15 lining. 15 line.
Throwing with the lead.
Here we go, here we go.
Hit it.
Wiseman runs a play fake, takes a sack, but it did run more time off the clock. He's trying to get some bingo numbers for the people. Minnesota loses their 8th game in a row, and it is their 3rd loss in that stretch by 1 score.
Here we go. Set. 10 logo.
53, Mike, 53. Record.
If they cannot come up with some kind of stop here, they call their last timeout.
Easy work. It's
Be a
easy.
35-yarder from here. Minnesota will have to face either San Diego, LA, or Phoenix
90 Wolf.
next week in the 1st round, or this week on Thursday.
Let's go.
Snap.
Handoff, Williams down to the 16. That won't matter much. Chicago will burn their last timeout, and they will line up for a 33-yard field goal unless Minnesota can get the block. Chicago keeps themselves alive for the 4 seed in the East. And honestly, they put themselves in the driver's seat because it's a tall task for Wichita to beat the top-ranked St. Louis Rivermen tonight. 33-yard field goal for Chicago is good. And Minnesota drops another one. That interception by Doug Falk was painful for the Chippers. One last chance for Minnesota. What a day on the Gauntlet, huh, folks? Y'all are so funny. It's the final stretch here. And that's a wrap. Wow, Chicago comes back. What a win for the Dragons. 8-8 after a miserable campaign last season. Adam Wiseman and the Dragons, they are not out of this yet. Cue the outro. That's a wrap from Chicago. Your final scores today: Miami tops New Orleans 23-13, although it was closer than the final score would indicate. Miami scored on their final drive. Dallas comes back to beat Rochester. Rochester had a 12-point lead, but Dallas wins in a surprising shootout, 32-29. How about Vegas? 24-17, nearly 500 yards of offense. The Devils snap the 4-game losing streak, and they'll take on Salt Lake in a first-round playoff rematch on Thursday, as will New Orleans and Miami. Dakota hangs on to beat Austin 38-35 with Trey Deuce's interception. And then Chicago takes out Minnesota after the Chippers led 15-3 at the break, 21-18. That, my friends, is 4 out of 5 games decided by one score, and all 5 games decided in the final 2 minutes. What a great way to have our last regular season Game Day Gauntlet here on VFN. Coast to coast tonight, LA, New York, St. Louis, Wichita will determine a whole bunch, and we'll definitely wrap up the Eastern Conference playoff seeding. We'll see you in about an hour right back here on VFN. Thanks for watching the Game Day Gauntlet, everybody, and we'll see you Thursday for the playoff gauntlet in the first round.